I was invited to give my testimony as a survivor. Being a 2-year-old child, at the time, I was not destined to live, but to be murdered in the crematory of Auschwitz. Together with my mother and my grandmother, we were herded into the ghetto in Debrecen, Hungary, then squeezed into cattle cars for 3 days without any food and water. Somehow, miraculously, the train took a detour and we wound up in a concentration camp called Strashof near Vienna. I was between life and death for 6 weeks. My grandmother died in the camp, and 28 members of my extended family were killed in Auschwitz. We rebuilt from the ashes after the war back in Hungary, living through once again persecutions under the communist regime. Eventually, we escaped from Hungary in 1956 after the Hungarian Revolution. Soon, we were able to come to the United States and rebuild again our lives in freedom this time. I have devoted the last 5 years to Holocaust education of students and adults as a docent at the Museum of Jewish Heritage. I also had the greatest experience in an incredible program called Witness Theater, sponsored by Selfhelp and UJA, where survivors together with high school juniors and seniors learn about each other. The students then enact vignettes from the survivors' harrowing experiences, telling their stories through an amazing play. In addition, I have been speaking to groups of students from 5th grade through high school and college throughout the city, Long Island, Westchester, and neighboring states. I am very passionate about teaching children and adults about the horrors and the lessons of the Holocaust. It is vital and of utmost importance to have every student know what happened and how we can prevent such genocide from happening again. If not now, when? Unfortunately, we are losing many survivors, but we still have much to do. We must remember and never forget. That is why we need to insist that everyone know about the Holocaust. The children are our ambassadors, our hope for the future. I hope that they will speak up and will not tolerate prejudice, anti-Semitism, or hatred of any group. My hope and my prayer is that through small acts of kindness and good deeds, we will repair the world one person at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Self-Help's commitment is to serve as the last surviving relative to every remaining Holocaust survivor, and we're honored to be the largest provider of services to this community in North America and touch the lives of about 4,500 survivors annually through our case management, social work services, our socialization events that Councilmember Deutsch referenced, and home care services that enable them to age in their homes and communities. Our commitment to serving this population extends beyond services as well as to educating the next generation so that never again remains true, and we continue to pass these lessons on. As Gabriella mentioned, one of the programs that we're thrilled to be running since 2012 is Witness Theater, which pairs together high school students with Holocaust survivors for a year-long drama therapy program by which they are able to talk about their history, and it culminates with a public performance whereby the students reenact key moments of the survivors' lives with them together on stage.